Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. So you may have seen my YouTube post about this little basket of goodies here. This is me being super organised for our little series. I have printed everything I need, cut everything I need, put it into little baggies, and yeah, we're just going to carry on and continue on with the series. Now I just wanted to show you everything that I have actually got in here. This is generally how I kind of organise myself when I'm making journals in general. So if I move this out of the way, and then I'll just pull bits and pieces in to show you what it is that I've actually got in my basket. So to start with, I obviously have the printable that we're going to be using. This is available for free for Patreon members and can be downloaded via Ko-fi or Patreon, whatever you prefer. But I think there's about 35 pages in total. But as you can see, I stupidly didn't double-side it, and I do want it double-sided. So I'm going to have to wait to do anything with this before, because I was going to trim off all my edges and then like choose what I wanted to use as pages within my signature and what I wanted to use for ephemera. But I really do want it double-sided, so it's going to have to wait. I'll print it out later today and then we can move forward with that. So that does mean that I won't be making a signature as such in this video, which is what I think I said I was going to do. But I think I was getting a bit ahead of myself anyway. So then I just have some, that's what I had originally. So this is just A3 plain paper, plain copy paper, and I've just coffee dyed it. The reason why I'm using A3 is because our book is obviously of a larger size. So when you bring in a sheet of A4, you can see there's quite a big difference. And if we fold this in half, once all my bits are trimmed off at the edge, again there's quite a big difference here. So I just want to, what I have done is I've measured it and I've cut one, and this is going to be my template to cut the rest of them. But you can see now I've got it more, it's going to fill the book better. So all of these are going to be like the main part, and then the rest of the papers are going to kind of fill the inside of the signature and give it a bit of dimension, a bit of layering. But these will be nice and big, and they will, because I can't stand it when you have a book like that and then the pages are like an inch away from the edge of the book. They should either be completely flush or just slightly in, just tiny bit. Well, that's my opinion anyway. So yeah, I have that. So I have those ready to go. I just need to cut them up. I've got my cover ready to go. I have plans for this as well. Just pop that to the side. I'll fold these, put it back in my basket. Then comes the really organised bit. So this bag here is full of bits and pieces basically. So I've got some A4 paper, some smaller paper, some plain book page that I actually took from the book, and some patterned paper. These are what I call signature stuffers, and I'm just going to bulk out my signatures with all of these, plus some extra if I find any between now and when I do the signature. What else do we have? We have a lot of bags actually, because if that is one thing I like to do, is I like to organise everything into bags. So as you can see, I've got bags upon bags upon bags. This is just a bag of ripped up book page. It's going to be used for collaging the inside cover of the book, but it's also just so that I have pieces ready to go when I'm making ephemera. I don't have to sit and rip up a book page as I go. They're all just here ready and waiting for me. Then each of these, so this one, and this one, are all ideas for ephemera. And what I've done is I've just kind of put the minimal pieces of decoration and stickers and things like that that I want to use to make said items. So this is to decorate guest checks. So I've got the guest checks in there. I've got some little journal cards, some ribbon and some stickers. So hopefully we'll use all of those. Then I have add-on ephemera, back ink and decor. Use book pages to back the tags. Oh right, okay, I see. So I wanted to use these here as tags. So I just want to back them with some book page. I may even paint the book page as well afterwards, but that is essentially what all of these are going to be turned into, and then other bits are just going to be used as decoration as well. So that is that. And then I have make 2 of the flap and scrap pages. I'm not even going to try and explain it. I'll show you how to make them. They're super easy, but yeah, that's just my little baggie there. Then I've got all of me book pages that have got paint on them, and the ones that I've ripped down into a smaller size ready for me to add onto pages. I then have a bag full of, oh, these are the pockets that I made on the last video, so I've just kept them safe in here. But all of these are single book pages, so they're completely loose and ready to use for random either covering of something or these little mini envelopes, which I have plans for as well. So that's why they're all in one bag together. Then these ones are going to be to make book pages within my signature, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to washi tape 2 pieces together, and then they will form a page within my signature. Again, all of this I'm going to show you how to do it, so it'll all become clear. Then these are just extracts from the book that I have kept, and that I've obviously like ripped and have plans for, and some of them I don't actually have plans for. Like these, I really don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I just wanted to keep them. I don't know why, but we shall keep them and see what we can make with them. I just kept that title page. There's a little quote there, a little quote there, and then just some of the imagery that was inside of the book that was on the first chapter. So I just ripped around it, and then the title page again. I think I might make that into a bookmark, but we'll see. We'll see. So that is all my little baggies. So that's my ultra organised self there. Really organising myself down to a T. So I'll just pop those back. The only other stuff that I have in this basket is the rest of the book page. I've tried to use up as much as possible, but I do have all of this left. So if you guys have any ideas on how I can use this, obviously as I'm working through the journal I'll probably dip into this anyway, but if there are any extra ideas, obviously shoot them my way. And then I've just got my envelope templates, because you know you always need envelope templates, don't you? So I've just stuck those in just so that they're ready, and then my signature punch, so that when I come to do my signatures I'm ready to go. So that is everything in my basket. Shall we start with today's video? So today's video was going to be making the signature, but like I said, the digitals aren't ready, so I'm not going to do that. So instead we're going to focus on all of the ephemera and start making bits and pieces to go inside of our journal. Okay, I think I'm going to start by making a bookmark, because I do actually like the idea of using this as a bookmark. So what I'm going to do is I've ink my edges on this book page. I do want them to be quite dark and pop off of the ivory backing, so I'm going to go quite heavy. Okay, so that is sufficiently inked. Just pop that away. And then I was going to use a wet glue, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to go with my glue stick instead. So just bringing in that piece of ivory card, I'm just going to pop some glue on the back of the book page, carefully because it is actually quite thin. I'm going to speed this up because I hate the noise of the glue banging on the desk, so I won't put you through that. Good to go, good to go, good to go. Now I'm just going to place this just randomly on here. The only measurements or kind of lines that I'm worried about at the moment is the distance between the book page and the top and bottom. The others I can edit afterwards, so that looks pretty good to me. I'll just give that a smooth into place. That corner's coming up there, so let's just, oh, it looks like I didn't even put any glue on there. That's silly. Okay, that's all in place now. So all I want to do now is just cut off the edges, but I don't know how close I want to go to the edge. That's the trouble. How close, how close, how close? I think I want to come pretty close, but then how do I know about the other side? Ah, I know. Turn it that way and do it like that. Duh. Okay. Done. And then we can do the other side exactly the same. Well, I say exactly, it is just a rough guess. You know what I'm like with measurements. Very rarely actually do measure anything. Okay, so there is that. Looking good, looking good. Now, do I want to round the corners? I think I do, because I actually hate, you know when you get that on your skin, that it really annoys me when you're trying to use it and it scratches your skin. So just smooth out those, got a piece of paper stuck in there, smooth out those edges. Actually, I think I'm going to need to trim that top and bottom piece. It's just a tad too big. Tad. So we'll just get rid of that piece and another piece down here. So yeah, I know I said I was going to be making, I need to put my glue on there, my lid on my glue. I was going to be making the signature in this video, but I think I did get a bit ahead of myself because I don't actually do that in any other of my journals. I do like to make the ephemera first, or at least get a base amount of ephemera made, so that putting the signature together becomes a lot easier. Decorating the signature, should I say. Corner's getting stuck. Okay, there we go. And again, I'm just going to ink around the edges. Okay, so there is my bookmark. The only thing I need to do, what I was going to do, I was going to put like a bow somewhere, and I was going to put it over this Cranford Collection. I was going to put it there. Then I thought about putting it in the centre, and I just thought, you know what, I think I'm overthinking it. I think just leaving it as is. It really doesn't need anything else. The back, should we collage it? I think we should collage the back, shouldn't we? I think that would make it, really finish it off. So let's just grab our book page bundle bag and just grab them out. Hello, Nelly. Where were we? Collaging. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in my glue again and just simply apply the glue on the first half. Then I'm just going to place book pieces, book pages here, there and everywhere just as you would normally on a collage. Oh my goodness, they're all stuck together, that's so annoying. No rhyme or reason, although it looks like I'm being a bit fussy about the placement, but I'm really not. And then I'm just going to continue all the way down. Done, and I'm just going to cut around the edge to get rid of those excess pieces. Okay, so that is our piece all collaged. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let the glue underneath here fully dry, and then once it's dried I'm then going to go over the top with a collage glue just to keep it all in place, because obviously we've got some bits here that haven't got glue on them. But yeah, I'll just wait until that is dry and then bring that back in, so I'll just pop that to the side. So shall we do the flap scrap that I said I was going to do? Flap scrap this piece here. Okay, so to make these it is super simple. I'm going to hopefully make two, so I'm just going to put that pack to the side there. I have 2 book pages also. I'm just going to split 1 and 1. So I have 1 book page and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of scrap paper. Nothing special. I'm going to bring in the now spare piece of ivory cardstock, and this is going to be my base just to give me a bit of strength, nothing too fancy. And then I will cut it down just so that there is enough of a border around each edge. So I like the length's fine. We'll just need to trim, and I think I'll go to about there. There's my ruler. Yeah, about there will do it. And just trim off that piece there. Remember, don't throw this away, always handy. Pop that in my box. And then all I want to do, sorry, I need to remove this because it just keeps making a noise. It's driving me around the bend. So what I'm going to do is, this is my base piece, so this is what I'm building upon. And then this book piece, I just wanted to have it as a background, so it just wasn't plain, and it's also using up the book page, keeping it in the book. Yeah, so let me just glue this down, then we can move on to actually making the scrap flap that I like to call it. I love making up names for little projects because they never make sense and you'll never know what they are. If I said to you what's a scrap flap, you'd be like, I have no idea. Well, after this video, if anybody ever asks you what is a scrap flap, you are going to know exactly what it is. So just going to place this, doesn't really matter where because it is going to be covered eventually, so just place that down like so. Where's my, there it is. I'll just give it a quick press into place. If your paper also curls up like this, please don't worry about it. Just pop it under something heavy and it will flatten out again. It's just the glue. The glue just needs to dry and then you'll be okay. So I'm just trimming off the edges around that cardstock. Okay, so now you have your base piece all done. You just want to flip it over, and because you're just going to make some markings just to help you with the lines that we're going to put in. So I start by just grabbing the piece that I'm going to be using and just kind of marking where I want this to lay on the on the piece. So it's kind of central, so I'm just going to mark it here and here, like so. So I know that's how big my paper is. And then just continue that line all the way down, nice and straight. That's not straight, is it? That is, oh my goodness, that is not straight. Let's try that one again, shall we? You want to line it up nice and straight. There we go, that's better. And then just do the same on the other side, so you've got your markings. And you, because we need to cut some lines, so you don't want to go too far. All will become clear, I promise. So making sure we've got it the right way up, obviously. Place it down on the desk. I then just grab my ruler, place it along the edge, and you want to mark off 0.5 centimeters, which is there, 2.5 centimeters, which is there, 4.5 centimeters, which is there, and 5.5, which is there. Now just do the same, just make sure that it's nice and straight, obviously, and draw the line across like so, and just do that all the way down. Actually, I take that last measurement back. It wasn't 5.5, it was 6. So we don't want that. No, 6.5. 6.5. There we go. So the measurements should be 0.5, 2.5, 4.5, and 6.5 centimeters. Glad we cleared that up. Okay, so now we have our lines in place. That just makes sure that everything is going to be nice and straight and aligned, and we're not going to go past these lines here. So just want to flip your piece over so it's nice and straight, and then just use these lines and cut a slit from the line that you've drawn here to the line on the other end. So you've just got a slit between here, and continue down. Okay, now you've done that, you've got all of your 4 slits. You've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now you just want to bring in your scraps that you're going to be using, which is only going to be 4. I know I said I had 6, but I'm only going to use 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then you just want to chop off the corners of your pieces like so. There's no measurements, just do what you feel is right. I'm using patterned scraps here, but you can use, again, you can do it with book page, you can do it with plain paper, anything that you have to hand. And then all you want to do is just make a fold where you've cut. Just make a fold like so, so you've got that little flap there like that. So just where those corner pieces meet. Just do that with the other pieces. And then once you have those folded like so, you just want to, starting at the bottom, so your very last slit at the bottom, you just want to place the piece that you've folded through that slit and just pull it through right up until that fold, there we go, sits perfectly on the top like so. Then you can apply your glue to this flap and glue it down. And it is as simple as that. So you're just going to continue doing that. So you're just going to move up to your next one, your next slit, and pop it inside right up until that fold becomes flat onto your page. There you have your scrap flap. Now I've left the back sides plain because the idea is that you write on them, you decorate the front, and then you write on the back side of them. So leaving those completely blank. You can of course cover the back of this page if you so wish, if you want to kind of have it free within the book, but I'm going to glue mine onto a page, so I don't need to worry about that. The only thing that I did want to do was just to kind of mix it up a little bit, is just rip a couple of these page edges, not all of them, just a couple of them, and maybe this one. Should we rip them all actually? Let's just rip them all, because I think they actually look quite nice. I was going to round the corners of these last two, but I think maybe just keeping it like this, all ripped, keeping it cohesive would look fine. There we go. And there you have it. There is your scrap flap, and you can use the back of the pages to write secret notes, put photos on, whatever it is that you want to do, but there's plenty of room to write. And you could also put a blank piece on here, so you could just do it like underneath, so that then when you flip this up, obviously you'll cut it to there, you've got another piece there to journal on. Totally, or you could use the pattern side, totally up to you. So I'm just going to make another one of these, and then we will have two to go into the complete journal. So that's our two flappy scraps, scrappy flaps, whatever you want to call them. That's them two done, so I can put those in my little basket so they're ready to go in the journal when it's complete. Just wanted to bring back in my bookmark along with my little sponge and my collage glue. So I'm just going to apply a small amount over the top of the bookmark like so, and just spread it over. Probably going to need some more. Okay, I'm just going to add a tiny bit more. Oh, I don't know, does it need... No, I'm going to add a tiny bit more. Go with your gut. Come on. Okay, and then we'll just spread that all over. That will just keep everything in place, and they won't fall off, and it dries clear as well, so that's perfect. There we go. Then once that has dried, I'm going to pop a hole in there with some ribbon as well, so I'm just going to leave that to the side to dry. Just really quickly jumping in just to show you what I've done with the finished bookmark. I was going to put a hole in the centre there and put some ribbon at the top, but I wasn't feeling it, so instead I just stapled a piece of ribbon to the top, and then yeah, that's it. Our bookmark is complete. And then we have these two bags left, so we have a guest check and some tags. So let's start with the guest check. So let's just empty out all of our pieces. Just pop that up on there. Okay, so I think I put the book page in so that I could rip some pages up, but I've already got it in my bag, so I'm just going to pop them to the side. Then we've got the stickers, and I just chose some little rose stickers, and then we have some little pieces of diamantes, because you can always do with some bling, always. That's probably way more than I will ever need for this little project. And then just some ribbon and some journaling cards. So let's start by inking these, because once that's out of the way I can just crack on. Oh, and I've got some strips here actually, so let's choose 3 strips to go. So we'll have the pink with that one. Shall we have the brown with that one? Yeah. And then the green with that one. So we'll put those, we'll use those somewhere else, and I'm going to ink those as well. You'll notice how scrunched up my paper is, but I was doing that on purpose because I actually wanted, you see how you get this like darker edge when you fold? I just wanted that to kind of appear naturally, so that's why I was doing that. So we've got all of those inked and ready to go. I'm just going to staple the top of these 2. Obviously you don't have to staple these, you could either glue them or just use each sheet individually, but I don't know why, I just like to have that underneath. It's like a little journaling spot, so this piece is like decorated and then you have that piece underneath. So I'm just going to do that with the other 2 that I've got here. Okay, and then we can just start to layer up and decorate the guest checks. So I know that they all want, I want to have them all with a strip of card down the side. They're all going to look pretty similar in their decoration. So that was going to go with that one, wasn't it? So we'll pop that over that like so. Then we've got a choice of stickers, so I'm just going to randomly pull some out. So just take these 2 and I'll grab some random pieces of book page also, and we can just kind of mess around. Some of these are like stuck together, so I have to keep pulling them apart. We can just kind of place them wherever, and then we'll pop our stickers like so. Perfect. And then I'm just going to use the ribbon as a bow on either the top edge, the top of the journal card, something like that, and then we'll chuck in some bling down the side. What do you think? I like it. I like it, and I'm going to go with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate all 3 of them. I'll speed it up for you, but they're all going to have this same kind of look and feel about them. So let's get going. When decorating your guest check, don't do as I done and try to glue the quote piece down before you put your stickers down. Idiot. Number 1 done, minus the bow. I'll come back to that later. Second one done. On to the 3rd. So that's the 3rd one done. So let's just bring them all back in so you can see. I've done them all slightly different, but they've all got the same vibe and the same feel about them. Now I just want to make some bows, so I'm going to have a white bow for that and 2 pink bows for them too. So I'm just going to make those. I'm going to use my bow maker to make them because it's the most easy way for me to do that. So I'll just move these to the side. and we will make this one. You've seen me do this plenty of times, I won't talk you through it. I suppose it gets a bit boring after a while, and I think these have been around long enough that everybody knows what they are. Do I want 2 or do I want 3? I think we should go big and go for 3. So 1, 2, 3 that side as well. And just pull that in. No, that doesn't go in there. See, look, I've done it so many times and I still do it wrong. And just pull that down there. There we go. Now we'll just tie our knot. Nice and tight. Trim off our excess. And pull off. There we have our sweet little bow, and I'm thinking of putting that like so. I just want to trim these edges just to match up with the bow itself, so it's a little bit more in keeping. There we go. So I'm just going to turn my glue gun back on and glue that there, and then I'll crack on and do the other 2 as well. Okay, so that is all 3 of my guest checks now made. I'm really happy with how they turn out. They could be popped into a pocket or just glued onto a page, whatever it is that you want to do with them, and you can even journal on the back of them. I really like how they turn out and it looks super cute. So I think that I'm going to leave this video here, just purely because I do obviously need to do more ephemera, but I'm not 100% sure what I want to do just yet, because I still need to use the double-sided printed digital kit, which I haven't actually done yet. So I don't want to do too much and not use the kit. So I will leave it here for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that maybe you've learnt some new ephemera tricks, bits and pieces, and I will see you in the next session for this series. Thanks everyone. Bye.